Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. My name is Vanita Carter, and this is Mary Whitney. And we talked to you about a week ago about a conference, an upcoming conference that we have coming in August. It's August 14th from 9 to 4. It's called Truth versus Accountability.
Unmasking the harm of sex and human trafficking.
And we thought that it's much needed. We need to talk about this now, and we really need to keep it real. And because we need to hold people accountable for one thing, and we need to talk about the truth and the harms of what exploitation is done to people, doing to people. So anyway, it's going to be a very good conference. And today, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more, or wanted Mary to tell you a little bit more about herself so you know us a little bit. Mary has written 5 books. 5 books. But my favorite is Robbed of a Childhood, Raped by the System. And she's just going to talk a little bit about her experience, why she wrote these books.
And when I first wrote Robbed of a Childhood Raped by the System, I wrote it out of anger because I had been raped from 6 to 11 by 2 stepbrothers and eventually my stepfather. And sometimes they say or believe because of that kind of harm happening as a child that you may end up in the life that I ended up in. But that was not planned. So to make a shorter story happen for you here today, because this is a quick synopsis of our lives, is that I wrote that book after putting a dirty bust in there by an undercover officer who came to the premises where I was doing massages. And I ended up in the courtroom for the very first time. And what happened in that courtroom shamed me so much that I felt more raped by that system than I did as that child coming up. And Miss Vanita is the first Black woman to ever create an Afrocentric program for women who have been sexual or human trafficked, right?
Right,
And she did this because of what happened for you?
Well, what happened for me was, one thing is that I was involved in stripping a lot, and I really realized how women in the strip industry, there were 2 roads for the strippers. One road, I'm just going to say it, one road for white women and one road for Black women. And the road for white women was a more protected road, which I could talk about later on. But I'll never forget my first 2 clients that I had at Breaking Free that were bought in through the court system. One was Black and one was white, and they were both working the streets here in the Minneapolis area. They got pulled over by an officer who put both of them in the backseat of his car. Of course, they thought they were going to be arrested and go to jail and have to go through all that. But what he did was he told the Black woman to get out of the car and go back to doing what she does. What she does best, he told her. That's what she said. And so the white woman that was still in the car got upset and said, well, why can't I get out? What are you holding me for? He said, because you're better than her.
And why
you should
is
know
that?
better. Yeah. He said, you should know better. And so right away, he made it known. He kept it real. You know what I mean? This is what Black women are worth. This is who we are. And he thought that he'd keep the white woman and make her go through treatment. Well, he didn't put her in treatment, but that's what the system did. They put her in treatment, and they just kind of, had us help her find her housing, and which we would have done that anyway. But I'm just saying the Black woman didn't get that option. And I know that the Black women's numbers are higher, but where there's less of us here in Minnesota. But as far as her being in the life, being exploited, the numbers are very high versus white women. And so that's what, it just did something to me. I said, we have got to do something. We have to fix this. And Black women have to know who they are and that they're valuable and that they're worthy of help. They're worthy of love. They have the right to keep their children. They have the right to not do more jail time. You know what I mean? But we have to look at it in a different way. So that's why I started, the
Right.
program was designed specifically in that way.
And I wanted to say that's why I wrote my fourth book, Let's Get Real, Lessons Learned
Yes.
from the Field.
Yes,
Right, Miss
yes,
Lanita? Because we've
We have to
learned
start talking
a lot.
about, yes, we have to start talking about these issues and keep them real. So in any case, we're hoping to see everyone on August 14th.
From 9 to 4.
And we will definitely be back next week with some more updates for you. So we hope that you all have a wonderful afternoon.
And we thank you for being with us, and you will not want to miss this conference.
You
It is going to
definitely
be
won't.
different
It
than
is.
any conference
Yes.
you've attended.
Yes. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.